spontaneous vertical live stream. So, and it's like a little weird timing. It's 11:45 a.m. in Japan on Saturday. So, I don't know if any of you are awake. However, I just wanted to give you a quick tour. Not really a tour. I'm not gonna walk around. I have to charge my phone. So, however, I just wanted to introduce you to my new office. So, if I move around, maybe you can kind of see. I'm still in the middle of setting things up. I just got the keys to, it's going to be probably a very quick live stream. But yay, there are more people, notifications, yay. I take that job, thank you. Tennessee, hi, go Team Barry. This is a fun surprise, I thought so. I'm very happy that you guys are all awake. I wasn't sure the time difference. Because I usually do, hello from Texas, nice. Hola. I usually do it in the morning, and morning I think like 10 a.m. works the best, I guess. But yeah, so this is like very first time that I kind of reveal my new office. Yay! So I am located in Tokyo, of course. My new office slash this is a school. So Sherry's English. Yeah, that's I guess the English names. I don't usually say my school name in English because it's for a Japanese people. We say Sherry's Eikaiwa Joku. And so this is just me trying to set up the office. We will be opening in April. Still early here in the States. I have several more hours if you want to hang out with us. Oh yay! Several hours. I am currently in between little work that I have to do, and I thought that I can squeeze in a quick live stream saying that, hey, I'm offering a job in Japan. So I have set up a website. I need to adjust a little bit, so it's not completed yet. I had a previous one, and then I wanted to make some adjustments. So, but I am located. I'm located in Bunkyoku City. I don't know if you know the specific area. So I got a school. I opened a school in the area that has like tons of kids, pretty much, and then they have good schools. So a lot of families want to move in to Bunkyoku, and this is not my house. This is not my house. This is my school. So you know, I don't know how many of you are regular viewers. I see all the comments that are from regular viewers, but so I originally have a English school, Aiken focused English. So if you don't know what Aiken is a English proficiency test that's very popular in Japan. That's pretty much how all the schools, like elementary schools, universities, right, kind of determine each student's English level. So, and we pretty much prep the students for that test. Of course, we conduct all the lessons in English, so you must be English speaker, of course. But we started in Matsuyama, Ehime, where I was born and raised. And then now that is handled by one of my staff, and I moved to Tokyo, and now I have the second school, and I'm located right in the middle of this city called Bukyoku, where there are bunch of schools. You can walk like 2 blocks, and then there's new school, like elementary schools, and a lot of families outside of Bukyoku, because most of them are public schools, but they have really good education. So a lot of people. I heard that test was very hard. Depending on the level, I guess. So a lot of people. Well, you can't just like go ahead and then go in and take the test unless you're a native speaker. The grade 1, the top level of Aiken, my staff had to take. I took, and then my staff had to take, and he's a native English speaker, but then he took a look at the test, and he's like, well, this is actually very, very advanced, and I wouldn't be surprised that even the native speakers cannot pass this test. Well, he passed, of course. But, so yes, when it comes to, again, grade 1, not all the native English speakers can pass that test. So, yeah, in that sense, yes, that test is very hard. So our goal is to have students, elementary school students, to pass again grade 2, which is a Japanese standard that's like high school graduate level, but like how many Japanese people can actually speak English even if they claim that they have Aiken grade 2. So our goal is not to just have them pass, because like if we would just want them to get good grades on the English test, then we can just like teach English and Japanese and then tell all the secrets and tips and but that means they can't speak English. So we want to keep both, right? And so like we want to keep both the fluency of their English speaking skills, and then also we want to have have them pass those tests, So we were aiming for grade 2, which is the Japanese high school graduate level, before they graduate from elementary school. So, you can hear the shot. Yeah, I'm just like taking some screenshots. Like this is like my first live stream, right? So I just want to have like comment sections and then like me in a frame. So just don't mind me. Just Japanese phone. Proximity perfect. Yeah. So anyway. If you have any questions about like job descriptions, I can talk about it. But so technically, okay, let's start with basic. I guess something basic. I guess. So I'm looking for someone who wants to come to Japan and work in Japan, which means that means you can get a visa to live in Japan. This time it's gonna be in Tokyo. If you're already in Japan and thinking of switching jobs, you can. And what else? So as I was saying, this is Bunkyoku. So I would prefer, I guess it's already at the end of January. So I would probably prefer people who are already in Japan and who can commute to where I am, where we are, but you can also be currently living outside of Japan, looking for a job in Japan, and wants to move out here, that's also a possibility. We need a little bit of work though, because the visa sponsorship will take up to 3 months. And so, how can I say? The job is to teach English. And however, it's slightly different from what you are used to seeing online. That normally, like giant corporations will be like, okay, we'll be hiring English teachers. Like we need like 200 of them, right? They do that because they think that like they want to replace people one after another. They just want to juggle the teachers. But for my school, I'm currently setting up this school. It's not completely done yet. I just set up the desk and chairs. However, you are going to get this office. So it's not like you will be walking into a cubicle and you have a bunch of colleagues and bosses that, yelling at you, that kind of situation. But it's more like you are going to manage this office. Hi, a lot of people joining in. Yay, yay. So I'm looking for either a native speaker. If you can speak kind of similar to American accent, that's great. Because I know everyone's speaking in different accents. However, those tests in Japan, the audio for the listening test is all American accent. So I would prefer that, but not necessarily. And no, I'm not looking for investor. I'm looking for English teachers who wants to manage this particular school branch. Yeah, so English teacher position. You will be in charge of the school, and so you kind of like it's kind of like you're your own boss kind of situation, because you're in charge. You can manage this school instead of like you are one of the hundreds of English teacher, and then students just pick you randomly and just teach, and then you never see that student ever again kind of situation. It's more like you can be attached to all the each student and the families, and then help them grow their English skills and their life, right? And the class size, you can kind of pretty much see, I haven't set all the desks yet, but it's gonna be up to 8 students per class. And I am looking for actually somebody in the comment section. We need to speak Japanese. No, you cannot speak Japanese. That's the thing. That's the other thing. I think even if for English teaching job that are out there, they would ask you to have at least N5 JLPT, or N4 or something, N3, because you have to communicate with parents and students and everything like that. But I actually prefer if you cannot speak Japanese. I mean, you can enjoy your life in Japan, so you can learn Japanese after you moved here, or you can already speak Japanese. However, this is kind of the thing that I say to the parents, that even if a teacher can speak Japanese, I will ask them to pretend they can't. Because if you can understand Japanese, speak Japanese, then kids will be like, oh, so the teacher understands Japanese, and I don't know how to say this in English, so I won't even try, and I will say it in Japanese, and he or she would understand me. And that's the situation I want to avoid. So even I would do the same. So that's why there are a few students, like new students in Matsuyama before, and because I only speak English to them. And so when sometimes like parents come in and then there's like a very, I don't know, like technical things, and I speak to them in Japanese on the side, and then the kid here, and I was like, what? Can you speak Japanese? Right? So that was the situation that I set it up for them when I was in Matsuyama. So that's what I want the teacher to do. And back and forth messaging with the parents, it's very easy. Like we have a thing called Google Translate, right? And it's a lot actually goes, like I tried it with my current staff who don't speak Japanese much. But then it encouraged the parents as well to try to get involved in the English world. They want to try and use English phrases and like words and stuff, so that they don't just like push their kids into the classroom with like, oh, I don't like English, so you do it. And that's kind of like not really a good environment for the kids, because like kids don't want to do something that their parents are not very comfortable with. Is this school near Kichijoji? No, Bunkyoku. Find Bunkyoku on Google Maps. It's like dead center in Tokyo. But yeah, so anyway, so we never had like, it's actually much easier, smooth communication when parents and the teacher use Google Translate, and try to use simple English and then do back and forth. And of course, like I'm around, like if you need help with Japanese, I can like jump in and then keep the conversation going. So we never had any problem. So I think we went off track a bit, but since there are new people coming in almost every second, so basically, like, yeah, it might be better if you have like a English teaching background, because like you know what to do. The materials are all set. And we have the curriculum, and each class is divided into different level. So like very basic beginner who doesn't have ACAN, and to like who passed ACAN 5 and 4, 3, 2, 1, so far so forth, and the people who wants to do more like how can I say, like TOEIC or TOEFL or something like SAT, right? Yeah, so like I don't limit this job to only English native English speakers, but also who are, for example, Japanese and has experience in like me, study abroad, and like very good at English and has ACAN grade 1, etc. And if they want to yeah, of course, like we'll do like interview and everything, like if this job is very fit for that particular person. And then I'm not saying like you have to be American, no. But yeah, so for those who have like very who has a passion about towards education, this is actually is a very good place, because as I was saying earlier, the parents, I have talked to the parents who are living around here, but they are very education focused people. The kids don't really behave like a kids. Like they're like kids, hey, fun, like, you know, run around and play games like when they can. But like as soon as like class starts, they're like snap out of it, and then they're like, okay, I'm gonna sit and then I'm gonna listen to the teacher. So it's very easy to manage, and you, I think I would enjoy like teaching here actually. Yeah, very disciplined. So you don't have to worry about like, you know, chasing down kids and then try to sit like, you know, have them sit down or anything crazy like that. But oh yeah, degree. Thank you for yeah. So thank you for mentioning about degrees. So because do they have English teacher in Tokyo? Will be good to take students outing. Yeah, there are many English teachers in Tokyo. Okay, so degrees. So degrees doesn't have to be anything like education. How do you apply? Where do if I guess the easiest way, I think easiest way, since you're on YouTube at the moment, you can go to the community post, and then I think I have like a giant picture like no hiring picture, so you can click on that. There's a link. I'm pretty sure I haven't done the last minute update, so I'm pretty sure that in the questionnaire there it says like, do you like okay, so one thing, since there are a few people who want to apply, you can go to the link, you can go to the community post, and then there's a link there, and there's a form, and in that form I think I made the question say like, do you meet all those requirements below, and then one of them is like, are you currently in Japan or in Tokyo, pretty much in Tokyo, or can you commute to Tokyo? However, just there's like a message section, so just like put in there like, I saw your live stream today and you said that even if I don't live in Japan currently, I can apply or something like that, and then that's fine. Because I started out like a little bit tighter, and I'm like making like different sections right now. So like first I will start with like a very like limited application form that you have to be in Tokyo, you have to have a visa, like yada, and then I'll be like expanding a little bit more, and then to the wider audience, because sometimes even if you just didn't have a chance to come out to Japan yet, right? But you are very passionate, you are very qualified, and then this might be your time to come to Japan. So, but I already rented out space, and I'm already putting out flyers and ads and everything. So again, for me, I prefer people who are already in Japan, because that's easy to just like meet up for interview, and then like, okay, I'm actually having a trials lesson today, so can you come out, and then like I can train and then do the trial lesson all together, yada, it's easier for me, right? So that's why I start with tighter audience, and then I go with I would expand the requirements a little bit, like loosen up the requirements a little bit and a little bit more. I'm having communicated with like those people who already applied, but I also want to keep searching as well. So that's what it is. Okay, explain in the future we're interested in applying. And so okay, so the degree, you have to have a bachelor degree. That's the minimum. And this is not me saying like, hey, you have to have a bachelor. No, it's a visa issue. If you don't have a bachelor's degree, you cannot get a work visa. Even if I try to sponsor you, I can't. If you have a bachelor visa, then you it doesn't matter what kind of field you studied. It can be like engineering, it can be IT, it can be medical, it can be science, it can be literature, it can be anything. But you need to have a bachelor's degree. Anything else I talked about, not necessarily, you don't have to have a Japanese skills. You gotta be good at English, of course. But I guess like at the time of applying doesn't really matter, but I would prefer people having some sort of like license or certificate. So like TESOL, that's how it's pronounced. And then there's like other English teaching certificates that you can get a course and then get the certificate, right? So either that or you need to have ACAN grade 1. And as I said, sure, like if you're a native speaker, you should be able to get it. And like, why do I have to take the test? But to like, it's a reassurance thing to the parents, right? And then do people need previous teaching experiences? No, not necessarily. You can. I would prefer that, but I guess it's more like can you handle kids? That's more important than teaching experience. So if you only have taught adults, then I guess the level of, like from my point of view, like people who have experience teaching adults and people never taught before, kind of similar. Because teaching adults and then teaching elementary school kids are very, very different. So, yeah. I have BS in the business admin, third generation Japanese. Cool. 15 years as a business owner of, is that McDonald's? McDonald's restaurant. I've taught teenagers how to operate in a, ooh, cool. So, I guess the job is, when it comes to the job is 5 days a week, from Tuesday to Saturday. This might be like a little something that for certain people. It never bothered me, but I guess if you think of like who we are teaching, you kind of get. But those kids go to regular school during the day, and this is like a juku cramming school situation. So they would come to these kind of classes after school. So the earliest the class starts around 4 p.m. and it ends around 10 p.m. So if you're looking for like 9 to 5 jobs, then maybe not a good match. So you'll be starting around like 2, 3 in the afternoon, set it up the office, maybe clean the room, something like that, and then wait for the kids to arrive, and then around 4, kids start coming in, and then you have class until 10 p.m. And then on Saturday, we start around like, 10:30 in the morning throughout maybe like 7 or 8 p.m., something like that. Sunday, Monday off, we have ACAN test, so you have to be a proctor 3 times a year on Sunday. So, but that's like overtime, right? So you can get extra paid. The payment I don't want to discuss here. I usually ask people who pass my first, like send me your CV and I give you in the cover letter, yada yada yada, conversation. and then I would probably not probably, I would give you I will select people who can move up to the next level and say, hey, so what kind of salary do you expect from this position, right? So so anything except for salary, because like I want to discuss that in private with people. So except for that, if you have any other questions, something that I missed, I think I can answer that. And I'm also taking screenshots, so I think I can answer specific questions later on as well if I missed any. For people that may not have much experience, is there any training provided? Yep. So my original thought, because like this happened really, really quickly, and mentally I'm not that ready for this. However, I was like thinking like a year ahead, and I was like, oh, maybe in 2026 I can open like new school, and then like everything is just lined up, and I was like, okay, I should do this now. You should discuss the cost of living in Tokyo because in my country the lower you in. Okay, so the training, yes. So originally I was thinking of like hiring people, like deciding who will be the head teacher here around this time of the year, February maybe latest. And so we can spend like 1 month just training and stuff like that. The training itself should be very organized, so we only need like 2 weeks of those. Like 1 week you would be like kind of like observing and kind of like you kind of shadowing, right? And then the next week I will be kind of like switch places, and I'll be observing you. And then, well, we don't have students yet because the students are coming from April, right? However, would you be looking for volunteer to help with conversation with the students? Well, that's kind of illegal here in Japan to have volunteers to help your business, so I probably don't do that. If it's like a one-time thing, like, oh, I'm just a visitor, maybe. However, as I said, at my school, it's not really like, okay, we just gotta, we don't know what to do, so let's watch some movies in English and play some game, I guess. That's like regular Japanese English schools, and that doesn't really do anything, of course, right? Like if you can just like watch movies and play games, and if you can be fluent in that language, like everybody is fluent in many different languages, right? So you need like a particular curriculum in order to speak the language and to pass the test. So we don't really have much time to do like, hey, let's have fun. But like if you have like a Halloween party or something, just like for that particular week, and then if somebody wants to just like drop in, like, oh, I just like, I just want to come in and help, might be okay. But yeah, the training is provided, and as I was saying, like probably first week, like first half, me instructing, and then second half you will be the teacher, and I'll be kind of sit in the back and then giving you feedback kind of thing. After that, like once school starts, this is how I manage one in Matsuyama and me being in Tokyo, is that you will be we kind of keep in touch, and I guess first couple months you have a few questions here and there, so you would probably contact me, say like, hey, so like what, like what would I do this in this situation. But once you get the hang of it, shouldn't be a big of a deal. Me and my staff have a less and less conversation because he can manage it on his own, right? The salary, not salary, we're not gonna talk about salary. But I recently came to Tokyo, so I wasn't sure how much it was gonna cost for me to live in Tokyo, but I live in like very central Tokyo. Central Tokyo, which means my house is less than a 5-minute walk away from major station, that close, and I can easily go to pretty much anywhere in Tokyo within like 40 minutes. If I want to go to outskirt of Tokyo, also 40 minutes kind of deal. And I guess I already discussed my rent in one of the videos, or maybe more than one of the videos. I don't know if you have saw Norm's video as well, but I think I said in yen because there's a little currency situation that's going on. So if I said in dollar, and then that's kind of it's a little off. So it's like not 10,000, it's 100,000 yen per month. That's my apartment, and that's more like for a single person. My friends would say, yeah, that's like a little much for rent. So people usually aim around 70 to 80,000 yen per month. So like $500, because like mine is like $700 per month with the current exchange. But the food and transportations are actually cheaper than when I was living in the countryside. The countryside, you have to have a car. The gas is just so expensive. 10,000, 100,000 yen per month is much more affordable than Hawaii. Yeah. So Tokyo, and then my apartment is pretty new under the new building code. Yeah, if you were talking about the rent, and if you compare Japanese rent and any other places on the planet, probably, North America, then yeah, Tokyo is very affordable. And then if you don't mind, maybe like I cycle a lot, and so if you cycle or something like that, then sure. Yeah, so the rent shouldn't be an issue when it comes to food and transportation. Trains are a lot cheaper than the ones in countryside. When I go back to my hometown, I was surprised by how expensive all the transportations are, and gas is expensive. However, in Tokyo, train ride is around like 170 yen, so that's probably less than $1, to maybe 300-400 yen one way. But that's like when you are riding it for like 30-40 minutes, right? And usually you don't do that much, and of course the transportation fee will be covered when you're working. So and then there are many options to cycle. Tokyo is kind of small, And anything else? Food cheaper than countryside. So living cost is actually, I'm saving a lot of money compared to when I was back in Shikoku for some reason. It just, there are so many options when it comes to, even if it comes to supermarkets. So you want to, hey James, go Jane Mary. So yeah, like you just need to go to different supermarkets and then find the. So I don't like if you have a driver's license, it's cheaper to just rent a car. So I usually do that when I need to carry things around. If you need to go a little further, you're offering a job. What kind of job? English teacher job. This is actually my new office. Well, this is gonna be the future teacher's classroom and then the office. I'm just setting it up, and I am hiring people, offering a job for a person who wants to be in charge of like managing this school. So yeah. Well, anything else? I think I saw something. Side gigs, yeah, I want to talk about that. It's Norm, hi. It's a little more than just English teacher job. No, I was like talking about it the past 30 minutes. Sorry, that's why I was like, yeah, it's an English teacher job. Anyway, so side gig. Sorry, I'm just gonna answer that first, and then we're gonna talk about it a little bit later. If I was smart, I'd apply. Thank you, James. So side gigs, as long as you're not teaching English, then you are more than welcome to do any side jobs you want. Of course, there's like, if there's a conflict of interest, then you can't, right? So we want to avoid that. So you cannot, because like, just think for a minute, like if you are teaching here, and then let's say like you know that like how much kids are paying for you for your service, and then like, oh, then if I can offer like half the price, and then I can teach those kids in the cafe or something, and of course like this business won't last long. So you cannot do anything related to English teaching. If it's like, if you want to teach Spanish or something like that, probably fine, because we don't teach Spanish here. But I had I had staff who used to do like web design or something, and he can do he can do it online. Then when it comes to that, then sure, like you can do whatever you want. Just for the tax purpose, you have to tell me how much you are earning from that side gig, because I have to report that to a tax office. Because if you don't report to me, and if I didn't know about it, then I would only report your salary, annual income from my end to the tax office. That means that is count as tax evasion on your end, and you're gonna get arrested. So you need to tell me that. So what's the job? Okay, so I'm starting to get new people here, so I will go back and then little explain once again. So the job. So the reason why I'm here. I'm in Tokyo. I'm in Bunkyoku City. If you don't know where that is, you can just look it up. Bunkyoku. It's one of the one of the city where all the parents and families who are very passionate and focused about their kids' education get together, get around, and there are so many good schools around here. And I am currently setting up the school here for school, but like right now just desks and chairs. However, I am looking for a person who wants to kind of be their own boss, but with the like monthly salaries. Like if you become your own boss and if you are self-employed, one, if you are not Japanese citizens, it's kind of pretty much impossible to do so. You can technically sponsor yourself, like sponsor your visa on your own. However, it's getting harder and harder and harder to do so. So I would say you cannot. And then this is not something that if I meet these criteria, then I can sponsor myself. No, it's just like government. I was like, I just don't like this person, or like, oh, I don't feel like doing this, and then like your life is going to be decided on that, the government feeling, and you can't get any feedback from them. So you can get a sponsorship like from the company, my company, and so you know that you can stay in Japan as long as you have this job, and then you can get a fixed month salary. And instead of like you not knowing, like if you lose one student, or like, oh, that means like I'm down this much, and especially from in the beginning, you might only have like a few students, and that means like you have to pay the rent and pay the gas and pay the electricity bills and like all that kind of things. But like, oh no, I'm in the red, right? So risk-free. But in that sense, like you are going to, if you have that kind of mind, like, oh, that means like I can manage my own school, I can be my own boss, and so I'm not gonna be someone who is like in the cubicle and then just conduct lesson here and there, and then to the students who are not even interested, or who never see you ever again, kind of like, there's no personal connection whatsoever. It's just like your teacher, their student, and then this is a textbook. Just have a conversation. No goal, no improvements. Yeah. That's kind of like a regular English school environment. And you are so much replaceable, because there are so many people who wants to work in Japan, but they can't speak Japanese, so they can only get a English teaching job, and then you will be replaceable, right? And you will be treated kind of not fairly sometimes. However, I'm looking for someone who is actually skillful and passionate. So that you will be kind of like it's kind of like a partnership almost, but because again you have to get a visa, so it'll be like a full-time worker. If it's like a partnership, like, so it's not even a win-win, it's like it's I would say great opportunity, because you don't have to risk your life or money or visa in order to pretty much start your own business. However, you can do all that with a solid like fixed income, along with visa sponsorship. You know what I mean? But you won't be just like one of those replaceable English teachers that big corporation does, if that makes any sense. So, which means what I'm looking for is that like I'm looking for a somewhat like entrepreneur kind of mindset person who is passionate about learning new things, building up a business from scratch, and kind of just have discussions with me, and then like throwing like ideas back and forth. And yes, I already established one school in my hometown, so it's not gonna be completely new, and I don't know what to do situation. I know what works and what doesn't, and so you would have set of materials and courses, so it's not like you have to work 100 hours a week or something, where you have to make your own materials and you have to set up a course or anything like that. That's already set and done. So what you can be creative about is that, like, how you're going to interpret whatever the textbooks and the like materials that I give you into a students. And so, and then, like, as I was saying about like side gigs, like if you are passionate about like your web design or something else, then you still have the energy and the time to pursue that as well, side by side. So I guess like work-life balance kind of thing. So yeah, that's pretty much the job. So what else? What else? Offering a job. Yep. So yeah. Anyway, I thought it was gonna be like 30 minutes conversation, and it's like 50 minutes now. So I hope people who just join can have a little bit of idea what I have been talking about. We'll be looking for more teachers in the future. Yeah. I wanna be mangaka in Japan. Probably no mangaka will be issuing a visa for a mangaka assistant. But I guess it's more like, if it's like mangaka, then with like current internet, there are so many mangaka. Well, traditionally you have to kind of be an apprentice of a current famous mangaka, and you pretty much have to work for free and then live under the same roof kind of situation, and then you help the mangaka from, I don't know, like 4 a.m. until like midnight every day, and you get paid penny for, that's like training period, right? Until, I don't know, for the next 10 years or something. And then maybe you have a chance or two to become to publish your own manga. That was traditional way, because you have to be apprentice. It's not a job, you are apprentice. So you devote to your life and your personal time and money to the sensei. But I guess like there are a lot of people who just wanted to become mangaka and then start drawing stuff and then start putting it online, and you start getting a lot of followers. And then at some point, the publishing company would just reach out to you, say, hey, do you want to publish and make us more money? You know, then there are a few people who became a popular mangaka that way lately. So that's something you can do on your own, right? Yeah, apprenticeship. So when it comes to anything like music or like art, then it's not a job. It's like apprenticeship where any labor law doesn't apply. What is the best way to share my information with you? I think the easiest way, since you're on YouTube, you can go to the community post. And I think one of the last posts that I made was like, I'm hiring. So there is a website there. So, you can just fill out the form. The only thing I've been saying today is that in that questionnaire, in that form, I think I haven't updated yet. I just subscribed to your channel. Thank you. I haven't updated yet the form. I will tonight. But it said, do you meet all the following criteria? And then one of them is, do you currently live in Tokyo, or can you commute to Tokyo? And that you don't have to at that moment. So you don't, even if you don't meet that criterion, because it's singular, I don't know. That's fine. Just there's like message section, so you can just type it in saying like, hey, I just saw your live stream this morning, and night for you, and I currently don't live in Tokyo, I live in blah blah blah, but I'm interested, and you say that I can apply even if I don't currently live in Tokyo, something like that. So yeah, yes, that's pretty much it. I think I'm like kind of repeating the same thing. I mean, I'm fine. Yeah, if you're interested, just go to the community post. I should have probably updated that before I did the stream. I guess I was like, it was like spontaneous. I was like, oh, I have like 30 minutes, 40 minutes. I'll just do a live stream and show you my new school. But yeah, I'm glad that like a lot of people are interested. So I still have to set up the office, and then there are already a few people coming in for trials, and so I have to do the sales. So I'll be pretty busy the next couple months, I guess. But I was kind of focusing on more like, getting students, and so that we can get started. But at the same time, I kind of need teachers now. So before I go, I mainly talked about the full-time worker. However, I don't know if any of you are currently living in Japan, like how many of you are living in Japan, and I don't know your visa situation. However, I have a plan to expand this business to pretty much everywhere. So I will need a part-time worker, part-time teacher as well. Not here, but a little bit in the suburb. It's Kanto area, but not in Tokyo, but like a little bit outside Tokyo. You can still commute, but I prefer like if there are anyone who is living in the suburb, outskirt of Tokyo. Eventually, I am thinking of expanding the school business to that region as well, not just in Tokyo, but like a little bit outside of Tokyo as well. And in order to start that, I've already found a place, or more like places, that I can start a like 1 day per week or something like that, and or like summer event, things like that. So I need teachers who are, let's say like you are university students here in Japan, here in Tokyo, here in I don't know, and then you just want a part-time job, but you don't want to just work in a working convenience store, right? You want to do something that you might enjoy. You might expand your connection with locals, and that might be your opportunity. And so like if that's your current situation, as long as your main job allows you, you can be working in another English school, and you can come out and help, and then that's gonna be like hourly payment, right? Or like per class or something. And there is no age limit. How old you are, how young you are, maybe. You can't be like high school students. You at least have to, for the part-time job, you have to be at least in university. For the full-time job here, you have to have a bachelor's degree. So I guess normally you'll be over 21, 22, I guess. So that's how old you have to be. But yeah, this will be a good opportunity to interact with Japanese locals as well as it can help you also. Yeah, exactly. So that's why I want to start the suburb area, kind of like a part-time first, and then if that's what the locals want, then I can turn that place into a full-time school. And if that's something you are looking for, then you can switch from part-time workers to full-time, right? But that won't happen probably until 2026. So this year, first, my priority to get this place going, and then for those other places, I want to stick with like just once a week, twice a week kind of situation, and have part-time teachers to teach those classes. So, yep. Question, do you still have a Japanese language school? I never had a Japanese language school. The Japanese school that I have is actually Patreon. So if you go into my Patreon, then there is the Japanese learning tier, where I make Japanese lesson video here and there. Okay, so now we are on like kind of off topic. I don't know if you're gonna be a host. I don't think you can get a visa that way, like working in a host club. So probably you have to be Japanese first. But yeah. Anyway, yeah, but that's pretty much it. So yeah. I don't think you can get a visa to become a host in Japan. Yeah, that's funny. That's really funny. That's a really good one. That's a really good one. I'll reach out. I'd also love to talk about other schools. Okay, cool. So, yeah, I only have the website set up for full-time worker, so you can apply there and then send me a message saying like, there's a message section saying like, hey, I actually more interested in part-time job in outskirt, like you need more details, that's fine. Or you can jump into my Instagram account and then DM me, that's fine. Try to be kind of clear, because like there are so many people saying like I'm interested, I'm like dropping a message, or I'll be applying in these comment sections. So, oh James, you're coming to Japan? Yeah, yay, that's so exciting. And it's a good timing, the end of March and April. That's perfect. Hope you can see sakura though. But yeah, so just so you know, just make sure that you're kind of clear about who you are, because I'm looking at your names, but sometimes like your handle names are different across the different platforms, and it's not like I can remember everyone's and then what everyone said on live stream. So, but anyway, thanks for the interest, and if you have any further questions, if you want to get in touch, yeah, just DM me, apply from the form. So I'll just answer probably one more question. My friend has a college diploma from Canada, not a university degree. Would you be eligible? So Canada can be very, very tricky. So Canada doesn't give you the like a bachelor degree diploma, right? But it's actually relevant and like equivalent of like American's bachelor degree. So that's not something I decide. That's something that the Japanese government decide. So if your friend can back up the diploma with something, some sort of documents that says that okay, so this diploma is equivalent of whatever, what is the equivalent to American bachelor's degree, then he or she should be fine. So anyway, I will see you probably tomorrow. I might do like regular, I don't know about the weather tomorrow, but I'll do just walk around, have fun, regular live stream. So I will see you tomorrow then. Bye.